I call the Honourable Member Jan Logie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So this is my first budget as a new MP, and I'd just like to take a moment to talk about how deeply strange I'm finding it. It's quite interesting that we've suspended debate on the budget, and just before 5 p.m. tonight we were told that the government would be introducing 3 bills into the House relating to the budget. And the opposition parties were given a copy of this bill, the Taxation Budget Measures Bill, at 4:45 p.m. And Labor at least was required to speak on this just after 5 p.m. And the Greens, we had a bit more time. I know I'm a political naive, but this does not seem like democracy to me. I thought, it's that idealistic view that we would have bills and we would consider them and we would debate them on the content and, we would come to a common understanding. I know it's naive, but that's just how it is, and I have to say I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the process of democracy that I'm seeing displayed tonight. So, I'd like to speak tonight briefly about a couple of points in the bill. The abolition of the Transitional Circumstances Tax Credit, also known as the income under $9,888 tax credit, and the repeal of the 10% voluntary repayment bonus for student loans. But before I get to those specific points, I'd also just like to take a moment to talk about budgets and the economy. Because so much of the commentary that I've heard around this budget has been about the importance of the economy, as if the economy was something in itself and something that was worth pursuing for itself. Whereas in actual fact, while the Greens obviously have a very clear vision of how to grow our economy, the point of the economy is to serve our people and our environment. The economy has no purpose in itself beyond serving our people. And part of the tragedy of traditional economics is that it's made our lives and our environment into an abstract theory that enables almost sociopathic behaviours to result from the practices, where all too often people's lives and the impacts of these decisions on people's lives are lost. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about the experiences that people have that are related to these changes. And I'd like to talk a bit about a mother I met recently who, when her daughter complained about getting stones and grass in her shoes because she had holes in them, had to tell her, don't worry, it'll make you run faster, because she couldn't afford to get her kid new shoes. And these are the people that this government is taking money from. And I'd like to talk about another woman I met whose abusive ex-partner took all of her furniture when he left, and work and income refused her a $15 for a chair from the Salvation Army so that an elderly aunt could visit her in her home. These are the people that this government is taking money from. The children who are living in cold, damp houses, who are getting sick and are ending up in hospital, and we are paying for because we are so abstracted from the concept of what it means to be connected to our fellow human beings, that we allow these kind of things to happen. So, also with the student loan aspect of this, I think there's been a picture created that students are the ones out drinking, and just a bit more, getting a bit tough on them, and the repayments of the graduates is going to be a good thing. Well, actually 40% of those with student debts are couples with children aged between 18 and 24. About 30% of those between 25 and 34. And this group is already shouldering a completely unreasonable burden, and they really feel as if this is an intergenerational attack on them by this government. And it's hard to see how it's not. Most of the people in this government managed to get the largesse of a free education, and now they're pulling it away from the next generation.
I call the Honourable Member Sam Lutuinga.